So Fast Company just released an article on the 4 creator economy trends that we need to watch in 2023. And Fast Company also named that the creator economy is the economy this year. And so let's dive into this. But first of all, one of the questions I get all the time is it too late to start YouTube? And is it still a good time to be creating content on YouTube? And let's just look at some of the recent stats. There's 2.6 billion monthly active users on YouTube now. In fact, quite specifically, you can target 2.56 billion people with the YouTube ads platform as of October 2022. So in 2023, we just see these numbers going up of just hard data of how many people are logged in with an account. The demand for good content is skyrocketing. YouTube is available and localized in 100 countries and available in 80 languages. But here's some cool news. Influencer Marketing Hub revealed that this next year, there's going to be a big trend of micro influencers having a lot of opportunity. So a nano influencer is someone with 1,000 to 10,000 followers. Mega influencers have millions of followers, and micro are kind of in between there. And what they discovered was that those following a micro influencer's recommendation are more likely to take action. And so experts are predicting, and I'm reading here, that smaller industries will opt to work with micro influencers because they exude authenticity, reliability, credibility, which is today's audience's value. So let me know, how many subscribers do you have on YouTube right now? Have you already started your channel? And the cool news here is that there's a big opportunity to make money with a small channel in 2023. 200 million people are earning money from digital content creation right now. That's a massive number. So 200 million have made at least $1, according to this Tube Filter article. And this is one of the trends we're seeing. Small YouTube channels are making big money. Now, you may have seen that this is the fastest growing small business type, that is being a content creator. And 2 million global creators have made 6 figures. So I know I'm throwing a lot of stats, and we're going to get into these Fast Company 4 creator economy trends of this article I just read in a second. But 200 million have made at least $1. 2 million have made 6 figures. And so tens of thousands are making millions of dollars. And so some of the trends we're seeing going into this next year, here's how also influencer marketing has been growing. In 2022, influencer marketing reached 16.4 billion as an industry. So look what's happening every year. Do you see the trend? And let me hit the like button if you're getting value out of this video. But the trend is that every year influencer marketing grows. Now you might be saying, Sean, how does that help me though? Like, I haven't started making that money yet. Well, what we're connecting the dots here is that the creator economy continues to grow. More money is flowing into the creator economy. And when the influencer marketing industry is growing, where does that money go? Some of it goes to the agency. If there's an agency that like helps you get a brand deal. And some of that could go to software and different things. But ultimately, that is the dollars that a brand pays to the creator. And the stat we just saw is this major trend that nano and micro influencers are going to be on the rise because businesses understand they get a better return on investment of their dollars in terms of compared to investing like big money in a huge influencer. They get a better engagement to you creating content on your more niche channel. So pretty cool. And in fact, in just a second, we'll see even deeper insights there. And then there's more monetization opportunities coming as far as YouTube Shorts starts to monetize on February of 2023. In addition to regular channel monetization, that monetizes as well. So here's what we've been noticing is that YouTube is healthy, YouTube is growing, and it is the most profitable platform to establish your brand this year. And so let me know if you have any predictions about YouTube, and let me know what kind of your goal is for YouTube in 2023. If you also, heads up, I'm doing a free class, and that is happening live today, actually, or there's going to be a very limited replay if you want to register. It's at thinkmasterclass.com. I'm going to be talking about the one strategy I would focus on if I'm going to start or grow a YouTube channel in 2023. There's going to be live Q&A. It's going to be fun. So if you want to check that out, you can register. Link in the description as well. Or if you're watching this on Facebook, the link should be in the comments. But a article came out from Fast Company on the top 4 creator economy trends to watch in 2023. There's another article, actually, though, just heads up. If you just read this headline, the creator economy is the future of the economy. Now, let me know if you agree with that statement or not. I'll just put that one out there. I mean, it's pretty outlandish, honestly, but I think it's something to pay attention to. They said that in November. The creator economy is the future of the economy. I think if anything, we could say that if you're betting on creating content, if you're betting on building a personal brand, if you're betting on creating content on YouTube so you can get more leads and customers of your business, if you're investing in starting a side hustle and creating content on YouTube and other platforms so that you can create extra income, you're making a pretty good bet. I mean, when we're looking at just the data, what's happening, and definitely according to Fast Company here, the creator economy is the future of the economy. But let's look at these 4 trends, and I'm curious what you would think about them. Here's what they're noticing is they're noticing that according to Influencer Marketing Hub, the creator economy is currently valued at $16.4 billion. That's actually an erroneous stat, because they were just looking, this is that influencer marketing is valued at $16.4 billion. The creator economy is valued way more than that. Forbes says probably about $100 billion, because it's not just brand deals that goes into it. We're talking Google ad revenue, the value of companies in the space. It's crazy the amount of money that's flowing into that. So if anyone wants to message the editor of this, that would be influencer marketing is valued at that, not the actual entire creator economy. Here's number 1, being real, like for real. So here's the first trend. I know we talk a lot about YouTube. This article is about 4 trends to pay attention to on the creator economy in 2023. Authenticity may seem like an overwrought buzzword, but the sentiment still rings true for what audiences are looking for. So there was a study done from United Talent Agency IQ, and the company found that 1 in 2 US consumers are interested in seeing the process behind creating content. This is translated to an audience's desire and a demand for the creator to pull back the curtain and show their own life and show a level of raw authenticity that's previously been unprecedented. You might have seen Be Real, the app Be Real, as growing as a trend in 2022. And that, I think, speaks to just this bigger demand and desire for authenticity. So being real, like for real, is their point. But basically, number 1 out of 4 is that authenticity is a major trend in 2023 to be paying attention to. Yes, Be Real. Gabriel saying, living for longevity. Cheryl says 100% authentic. Yeah, Jesse, good to see you. Merry Christmas. Yeah, I think that we've been thinking about this, and I think that fake is getting exposed in culture. Of course, the internet kind of reveals all eventually. And the more real and raw and vulnerable I think we could be in our content, even the better. In fact, Friday on the Think Media podcast, if you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe. We have a trends episode coming out. It's much more tactical. And then next week, there's one coming out on kind of the more emotional side. And authenticity is one of those big things. Not just my opinion, Fast Company saying it. Fast Company saying it, Hootsuite, HubSpot, some of these other firms are seeing that kind of let your hair down, more raw content is going to be a big trend. Do you agree? Do you disagree? The Z Fund shows 100% agree. Be real with yourself and have fun. Really good. So that's number 1 out of the 3. Number 2 is mass appeal is dead. So here's what they say. Over the past few years, micro and even nano creators, that is to say those with a few 100 or 1,000 followers began to claim their territory in the creator economy in a meaningful way. As marketers have learned, subscriber and follower counts are important, but engagement rates are even more so. And the research has shown that creators with smaller followings often have higher engagement rates. So that's kind of a cool side note. And that is that one of the reasons why micro influencers perform better is if you've grown your audience in a specific niche and you're really connected and loving on and in engaging with your audience, there's more power there than maybe somebody who grew multiple millions of followers. Probably a large percentage of their followers are bots, fake followers, not because they did anything, but just because of maybe how the internet works. And the engagement rate compared to how many followers versus how many people take action, there might be a breakdown there, or there is. That's what the data would show us. But mass appeal is dead. What do they mean here? So the rise of niche community and subcultures is one of the biggest things we're going to see continue to grow and is most important. With so much out there, it's not enough to appeal to everyone anymore. It's not enough to appeal to everyone anymore. You have to appeal to a specific audience in order to move the needle. So mass appeal is dead. And it's funny, Fast Company saying this is going to be a new trend going into 2023. But I think that this is kind of an age-old marketing saying. They say the riches are in the niches. And I do think the nuance here, though, of tapping into subcultures, tapping into more niche communities. The cool thing about the internet is it affords us the opportunity to go deep in weird niche communities. For example, there's the Lord of the Rings channel, and they've been doing their thing because there's the old movies of Lord of the Rings, there's the 3 Hobbit movies, there's the books, different stuff comes out, there's a card game, people are rallying around it. But who would have thought that then Amazon Prime would invest a bunch of money, buy the rights, start a new show, and then boom, people that are into Rings of Power are now reinvigorated around Lord of the Rings. That channel has a whole bunch of new content to create. That's a niche subculture. Super fans and casual fans and new fans of the Lord of the Rings. It's a subculture. And of course, there's different subcultures, biohacking, all these different types of things. Are you a part of any subcultures? I'd say I'm a part of biohacking. I literally have red light therapy panels behind me on the wall. So, that's just, I've got literally Liver King. And apparently I should just take steroids instead, because these Liver King pills were not the key to getting his physique. I was scammed. Just kidding. No, I'm down. I think liver's still good for you. And I'm into the marketing, whatever. I'm part of subculture. I'm in that kind of that biohacking world, whatever. And so let me know what some of the subcultures you're a part of. Keto, for sure. I feel that. My friend Ben is into that. He gets me into all kinds of stuff. We're talking about PEMF mats right now and all kinds of different stuff. So let me know what some of the stuff you're a part of. Number 3 in just a second that we're going to get to, but I see if you're just joining live, smash like, and we're talking about number 1 is be real, like for real. And so this was Fast Company talking about authenticity as being the first big trend. Behind the scenes, being vulnerable, being authentic, being raw in your content, and not just having overly polished content. Number 2, mass appeal is dead. Tapping into a subculture, tapping into a more specific niche. The world is so noisy. The world is so busy. There's so much content. By being more specific, you can actually really engage an audience that wants that exact thing. And we have so many options. We want the exact thing we want. We don't want general. We want specific. I think it was actually Zig Ziglar who said, don't be a wandering generality, be a meaningful specific. There's a good summary for 2023. If your YouTube channel is a wandering generality, you might be in trouble. If your YouTube channel is, I'm a meaningful specific to a specific group of people and specifically to a subculture, you're on the right track. Okay, let's get into number 3 in just a second. But if you, as a reminder, if you didn't hear about the free class I'm doing, I'm going live in our about a 2-hour class. Melissa Caputo is there. We're giving away an entire YouTube studio. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm doing live Q&A and some other stuff that's happening. Thinkmasterclass.com if you want to register for that. We're getting ready for 2023. It's going to be a lot of fun, and live Q&A, whatever else. Link in the description or the social media notes. Let's look at what number 3 is here, according to Fast Company's top 4 creator economy trends to watch in 2023. The rise, number 3, of the curation, of the curator economy. Okay. So also pushing against the deluge of mass appeal is the rising need for curation. This is one of the ones that I think you can learn some of the most nuanced strategy and one of the biggest opportunities for you. So according to a study, half of US adults said they feel overwhelmed by the surplus of content on streaming services alone. Add other mixed media to the mix, such as books, podcasts, social content. The crisis of choice is compounded. Audiences want to know they're spending their time wisely with social media platforms. So they aim, which social media platforms aim to do with algorithmically chosen content. But Smith sees an opportunity for creators to be the human equivalent of an algorithm. Wow, this is profound. Smith sees the opportunity for creators to be the human equivalent of an algorithm. I'm actually trying to do that now. Now that I think about it, it's pretty meta. You subscribe to the Think Media podcast because you want to stay informed about YouTube, about the creator economy. I'm pulling together lots of divergent data sources, and I'm bringing you trends that I hope are valuable to you in relation to being prepared for 2023. You don't necessarily have time because you got all kinds of things to do. So why do you subscribe to Think Media Podcast? So I can bring you the news in regards to what's happening. Anyways, so ultimately, how could you do this in your same niche and be the human equivalent of an algorithm for people? Okay, so we've seen a ton of creators themselves leaning into the space to provide curated recommendations for an audience that loves them, aligns with their tastes, and wants to be close to them by consuming what they consume. So what we're seeing here is that, and they give some examples: Hype Beast, Hype Bay, High Snobiety, and some of these other kind of tastemakers that'd be related to fashion, music, and things like that. But here's the big opportunity on the rise of the curator economy. Maybe you've seen faceless channels or YouTube automation channels. A lot of times they'll talk about the top 10 places to travel. They'll use OPC, other people's content, not OPP like Naughty by Nature, OPC, where you can use fair use and drop other people's content. We got Evan Carmichael here who says, I love content creation. Yes, indeed. And so Evan Carmichael is a curator of incredible content. He'll theme multiple divergent sources related to health, mindset, wealth, and he'll curate that because who has the time to go watch 30 hours of personal development when Evan and his team can turn that into 33 minutes for you? Simply doing that is the opportunity, a major opportunity. It's been an opportunity, but in 2023, as the world gets noisier, if you can bring curation to YouTube, there's just unlimited opportunity there. And it's like we need curation on curation, as sometimes people love the long form video podcast, but some people just want the highlights. And as you begin to understand fair use law, you start to realize the opportunity of, again, using multiple different content sources, combining it into something new. And I mean, I know countless people that are making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10K a month per YouTube channel. They have multiple YouTube channels curating things, or their main business, their main YouTube channel is curation. And they're, bringing in just YouTube ad revenue alone by curating other people's content. I mean, furthermore, have you seen one of my favorite channels called The Internet, Today on the Internet? What's the show called? It's like, this is your daily dose of the internet. Daily dose of the internet. What is that? It's like the internet has so much stuff out there. And who can show me? Number 3 is the rise of the curator economy. Who can show me the stuff I missed? The cute little animals, the really crazy stunts people pulled off. And they pull in TikToks, and they pull in YouTube clips, and they pull in stuff from all kinds of random places. Nice little narration. What is fail blog? You don't need to be Danny Tanner anymore and do America's Funniest Home Videos. You don't need to be Rob Dyrdek and do ridiculousness. You can just be Brad living at home in an apartment with an internet connection and a laptop, and you can make a multiple thousands of dollars earning YouTube channel by being a curator. If you can download content, edit it, mix it. Yes, that's a rabbit hole of you might have a million questions, and that's not the point of today. If you do want to do some more Q&A, join me at thinkmasterclass.com. I'll be going a little bit deeper. I got to get to number 4, but the rise of the curator economy is a major one, and I would definitely want to go deeper in that. Jackie says would be awesome to do a fair use video. That's good. Adding that to the list. And if you have any video recommendations, drop them in the live chat or the comments. Would love to connect there more. And Jaya, am I saying your name right? Jaya? Agreed. Fair use guideline video. And yeah, you could dig it. It's a pretty big rabbit hole. I'll bring some guests on to Think Media podcast in regards to fair use in 2023. It's an evolving industry as well, but it's a majorly important thing for you to know and understand. Jesse says curation feels like back in the day when we promoted RSS feed subscriptions. Yes. And you know, one way I've liked to summarize this in the past, as far as the rise of the curation economy, is really, I mean, I know a lot goes into creating YouTube content, but one of the biggest opportunities when you just think about what makes a successful YouTube video is the fact that if you spend 10, 20, 30 hours in research, in collecting footage, in shooting B-roll, or in gathering other media sources, in studying and listening to like Evan does on Evan Carmichael's channel. You know, if he's going to do Gary Vaynerchuk's top 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 rules of success, there might be 50 hours of content to put 52-minute clips all together, plus the intelligence to know which clips are even really good or correlated, and having a system for that or doing it yourself. So when you think about what makes a good YouTube video, if you can save people time, if you can take 30 of your hours and consolidate that into 8 minutes and put that on YouTube, and the end user just didn't have to take the 30 hours, but you deliver them the information, then what happens? Viewer satisfaction. People go, wow, this video was well researched. It was well put together. And so you might go, that sounds painful. I got to do the video editing. I got to do all the research. I got to put all the time in. And it is painful, but that's what people are paying for. They're paying for your pain. How are they paying? They're paying with their time. How are they paying? They're paying with their watch time. And when they pay with their watch time and their click-through rate, because you just gave them great content, the viewer satisfaction is high, then it spreads on YouTube. And one video gives you leverage because, yeah, it took you 30 hours to do it. You edited all that down into 8 minutes of value for the viewer. But as it spreads on the internet, that one video can then pay you $500, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. Now you're getting $1,000 for 10 hours of work, just getting $100 an hour from one video eventually. And the thing with YouTube is hustling at the start, because you're like, I did spend 30 hours, Sean, and my video got 3 views. I'm not even monetized yet, bro. What are you talking about? As you put in the work and you put in the due diligence and you put in the hustle and you're patient, the goal is that you hit that tipping point where you can post one video and it can then produce for you ongoing reoccurring revenue. I think that's the other key, is it's not so transactional and you make the video once and it can never be viewed again. When you do, especially your content according to the Think Media methodology, you're creating videos today that work for you and pay you and get you views for weeks, months, and years to come. So anyways, the rise of the curation economy, number 3. I didn't mean to go so long on that, but this one's pretty exciting. And I think that even as I would argue that we are both and, we're not either or. You don't even have to just be a curator channel. You can also add this type of content even if you're not a curator. Like, why not also add just a curation video? Does that make sense? Like, I mean, I suppose when we had Gary Vaynerchuk speak at our event that made sense. He's coming to our event. But whether he was or not, I made a video in Evan Carmichael style called Gary V's Top 7 YouTube Tips. And I was like, Gary hooked it. And I was like, hey, welcome to Gary V's Top 7 YouTube Tips. Let's get into number 2. And I just narrated it like Evan Carmichael. And so that's fair use, because I did the due diligence of studying every video I could find to see when Gary talked about YouTube. So I contextualized, there's only a handful of people who would even make that video because it'd be irrelevant in other niches, but that's my promise to you, is the best YouTube advice. So me curating and gathering other stuff, even though I'm here solo rounding, not curating, you can do both. Okay, going a little long on this, but smash like if you're getting value on the conversation, and let's keeping it moving. Gabriel asks, if a view watches a video more than once, does YouTube count? It's as much as the ad play. It might count in terms of views. The view counter might go higher. But if you're talking about in terms of earning money, you only earn money when an ad plays. And if there's ad blocker, that hurts. And a lot of times, if you watch a video, an ad won't play again necessarily if you watch the video twice, or it may. So it's just when the ad plays. Tony says, you're giving me ideas. Thanks, Sean, my man. I appreciate you, Tony. And seriously, I do want to thank you, Tony, for being a part of our community, being engaged in the comments. I see you. I love it when I see your avatar, and you like Swedish Car Guy, like some of you who've been rolling with us at Think Media for years and just dropping love and dropping comments. Like, thank you for the love. It means the world. And I know your time is valuable. And your attention could go a lot of different places. So thanks for being a part of our community, and just sending you massive love and respect going into 2023. Let's hit number 4 on this Fast Company article on the 4 creator economy trends to watch in 2023. Number 4. All right. Number 4 is short form shopping. We initially saw an appetite for short form content when Vine reigned supreme in 2013. And TikTok's dominance over the past 3 years has shown that there's still high demand. But the sticking point for short form content creators has been how to monetize. YouTube created an industry standard of pre-roll and mid-roll ads, which doesn't quite translate to 1-minute videos. But as a side note, of course, monetization is coming to shorts in 2023. And the way they're doing it is they're going to have like clusters of videos that your short will be associated with. So you like watch a short, you watch another one, and then you watch an ad. A short will play that is a sponsored post. And then you watch another short, and then you watch another short. And somehow YouTube will pay that batch. So whoever was in that little cluster will get paid for people who are paying for their sponsored short posts. It's my understanding of how it works. Correct me if I'm wrong. So mid rolls, it's really mid rolls. And the mid roll is not the middle of a short, because shorts are already a little too short. They're in between 2 shorts playing. So essentially mid rolls are going to be what it is. But that's not what this is saying. The 4th trend is short form shopping. While creators earning revenue is always welcome, CEO and co-founder of Clutch says that creators are going to see an increase of short form creators selling directly through their content. So e-commerce platforms like Klarna and Shopify rolled out programs that connect creators to merchants directly. So when people say TikTok made me buy this, you don't think Amazon wants to say the same thing. We see short form video as being an incredible conversion tool for consumerism. And so what this point is saying is that short form will drive sales, and that there should be increasing opportunities for there to be an e-commerce experience on short form. As an anecdotal side note, we have done a YouTube short, and we track all of our affiliate links with Genius Links. And one of our YouTube shorts is crushing in regards to how many people have clicked the link and purchased this tech product that the short's about, which I still can't fully understand. Because let me know, do you ever go to the description on YouTube Shorts? It's a rare place that people go, because it's kind of hard to get there. You're going through your YouTube Shorts. You got to like click the 3 dots and like open and like go there. Nevertheless, That's not what this is talking about, because that's kind of a janky experience. I think what we'll see is in these short form platforms, the integration of e-commerce, of the ability to see a product highlighted of something that someone's interested in, and that shopping experience is more streamlined. That's the fourth biggest prediction that they're making over here on Fast Company. And so which one stood out to you best? If you have a question, put 4 question marks before and after your question. Number 1 is authenticity, being real, like for real. Number 2, mass appeal is dead. Number 3, the rise of the curator economy. If you're just joining, rewatch that part, because that one's some serious opportunity for you in 2023. Number 4, short form shopping is the fourth one. Before I answer a couple questions, I will be back going live in 3 hours. It's actually in kind of a private viewing page, because I'm going to be teaching exclusive content that we normally teach just inside of our Video Ranking Academy for totally free. You can register at Think Masterclass. We're also giving away a YouTube studio, and we are doing Q&A. So if you're not registered for that, that is happening at thinkmasterclass.com. We're going to be giving away this kit as well. A great webcam. This is like a live streaming kit. Q2U microphone, Neewer light kit. Details in the post or in the show notes. So definitely check those out. And I appreciate you, Swedish car guy. And let's see. If you got questions, you know how we do it here. We go 4 question marks before and after. Video idea, Genius Links breakdown. I want to better track my Amazon affiliates and other affiliate links. Great video ideas coming this way. I like it. It's in that crazy week between Christmas and New Year. So it's like kind of your planning, your goal setting. And so I like that one. Fair use videos, more affiliate marketing videos. Absolutely. Fair use breakdowns, bring some guests on to talk about all the above. Love that. That masterclass bumps right into Omar's workshop. Any thoughts on his workshop? You're right. I forgot Omar's doing a workshop. Omar's launching a brand new thing. If you come out to Vegas, you got to check out the video department. That's a separate project that Omar's doing on his own. He's opening up he already has opened it. I don't know if it's open, but he's finished it up. He's got a cool location where you can rent it out, film a podcast, shoot some incredible thumbnails. If you're not following Omar El Takori on social media, do it. He's a great follow. And of course, you'll see his videos on our main channel, Think Media. Hannah, when do I know to double down on my content as a new creator? Well, Hannah, that's a really good question. It's kind of a time management question, and a priorities management question. So Hannah, what I would ask is, and this is kind of a workshop we could all do here together, especially as we prepare for 2023, is first you just write down, like, what are the biggest priorities in your life? And if you have 10 priorities, you have no priorities. So there's different seasons for different priorities. And so you first say, okay, I definitely got to go to work, because if I don't, I won't make money, and I won't pay my rent, and then I'll be on the street. So you're like, I got to go to work. I got to take care of my health, and I'm going to focus on YouTube. And then you might be like, I got to go to work. I got to work on my health. I got 2 side hustles. I want to do this, and I want to do YouTube. You might want to eliminate some priorities if they're eliminatable. We call it the law of sacrifice. Like, what are you going to sacrifice for YouTube? So all that to say is that it's an audit of your time first, Hannah. It's saying how you might not be able to double down on content if you don't have the time. So do you have the time? Can you carve out the time? What can you sacrifice to create the time? The second thing, and finally, Hannah, is that it's kind of a test, and it's the momentum test. Is there notable momentum that you should lean into and even take a little bit of a risk on? So I would call this, we call it the 25% rule. So it's like, when should you go all in on YouTube? And the 25% rule is step 1. How much money do you need to make a month to pay your rent, pay your bills, and survive? Let's say it's $4,000. The 25% rule is when you are making $1,000 on your YouTube channel or as a creator on a side hustle, that is a signal that you should maybe double down and go all in. So practically, I would step one define, okay, I need $4,000 a month. And that's just for easy math for me. So whatever that is for you. Step two, I go, okay, I have to go to work, and I work 40 hours on my job right now. And that's where I get my 4,000. But while I've been working at my job and doing my other responsibilities, I have also been able to side hustle my way up to $1,000 a month of online income. Now, that's not enough to pay all my bills. But the fact, and here's the principle, the fact is, if you can hit that 25% of your needed monthly expenses while doing it as a side hustle, you have verifiable momentum that if you were to give your 2 weeks notice, I believe that you would be able to close the gap of the remaining 75% really fast. It's what my experience has been as well. When I made the leap and lost my freelance clients and I went all in, the money was I was making around $700 a month, and about 1 month, about 45 days later of hustling only on my YouTube channel, I made up the remaining 75% basically. The key is I already had momentum, and the key is I'd already proven it that I could do it as a side hustle. And here's the big scary moment is you've proved you could do it as a side hustle. So then imagine when it's your only hustle. Imagine when you stop doing everything else. You give your 2 weeks, you finish up at work, you go all in. And one other ingredient here is wise money management and some savings. You want to have enough savings that buys you 1, 2, 3 months, 4, 5, 6 months of going all in, because there's really 2 seasons to be in. There's the side hustle season, there's a solopreneur season, and then there's ultimately the scale season. But when you're in the side hustle season, that leap to this being your only thing, it's a game changer. And I bet you can imagine, you're like, well, obviously that'd be really cool, but it's just like, then you don't even work just 40 hours on it. When you're like desperate and you got to make it work, you can work 50, 60, 70-hour weeks at the start to close that financial gap. So that's kind of some of the self-awareness stuff I would do is kind of say, what are my priorities? And then I would say, how much do I need to live on a month? Am I seeing any verifiable momentum? And if I am, this is why entrepreneurship, in the definition of entrepreneurship, is the word risk. If you look up the word, Google it to Webster's, it's like someone who takes on abnormal amounts of risk to start a business endeavor or venture. So starting a YouTube channel, becoming a creator, and really going all in, it is spelled eventually R-I-S-K. There's risk involved. But what it doesn't mean is, it doesn't mean being careless. It doesn't mean that it's not calculated risk, or it also doesn't mean that you're just like, I hope this works. That verified momentum actually is like, no, this is probably going to work. It's probably guaranteed to work, because if I can do this in very part-time with my my energy afterward, when I'm tired, you've already worked 40 hours. And on your side hustle, juggling all your other responsibility, you were able to get your thing to 25% of your needed monthly income. What happens when you're fully rested? And that's like the only thing you're thinking about. It grows a lot faster than you would think. So it's still a risk. It's still scary. It's still not a guarantee that it's going to work. But that's, I think, the best play-by-play way to really think through it in terms of taking the leap. And so I appreciate that you have got some value out of kind of that formula. And I also share that with you because, you might have family members, a spouse, a partner, somebody that just doesn't get it. It's like, you're like, I want to do this YouTube thing. I want to join the creator economy. And they're looking at you like, what the heck are you talking about? You want to join the creator economy? What's the creator economy? You know what I mean? Like, you try to have a conversation with somebody. You're like, no, like, for real, this is the fastest growing small business type. And they're like, what are you saying? You want to be a tuber, uber, boober? Wow. Is that even a real job? And with respect, I get it. Like, people don't understand this. So what I want to encourage you is do your due diligence, do your research, share the data, share Fast Company articles, share Fast Company, which is a reputable business publication saying that the creator economy is the economy. And then share the math and plan on paper with key people in your life to say, listen, this isn't just a pie in the sky pipe dream where it feels like I'm being just irresponsible or neglecting things, or that I'm just a dreamer and there's not practicality to this. This is a real thing I'm thinking through. Sure, there's risk. It's not guaranteed to work, but honey, let me break this down and let's break this down together. And especially if you could prove to people in your life that instead of just dabbling away your extra time, frittering away your extra time on a hobby that's not paying you or not building up your brand or something, that you do take a few extra hours, hit 100 subscribers, hit 1,000 subscribers, earn a couple $100 a month. That's some crazy evidence. If you're going to someone in your life, I know it's hard because you probably have people who don't believe in you, or you have people that you feel unsupported by, or you have people who you wish somebody saw the vision you see, or they supported your dreams more. I get it. Sometimes people can just kind of truly be ultra negative and pulling you down, and it sucks because you wish you had more of a cheerleader. But sometimes too, they're just generally skeptical or cynical, and they care about you and they don't want to see you waste your time or whatever. So the key is that you would show them evidence. You go, listen, nothing to really like brag about yet. There's nothing crazy yet, but I have a 756 subscriber YouTube channel, and all my other responsibilities, I've been uploading a video pretty much every week, an average of 3 a month. And so I miss a week because I'm juggling so much, but I've been consistent in what I'm saying I'm going to do. I'm a person of my word. My yes has been yes. I said I was going to do YouTube as a side hustle, and I've been consistent. And I've grown my channel to a couple hundred subscribers. And I've putting out an average of 1 video a week, like 3 a month. And I've even dropped some strategic videos. I got some affiliate links out there, and I've made $22. That's super significant, because there is evidence that you follow through, that you do hard things, that you put in the work, that you work when you're tired, that you do it when you don't feel like it, and you do it when you do feel like it. And at least you still might not get the most support from people around you, but at least at that moment, you ultimately have some things you can point to. And then you'll be surprised that people might start rallying around, and your own confidence will build as well to take that leap when it comes to ultimately being a creator. Yeah, I feel you. My parents think that this is BS. Like your dad just said it yesterday. And, 3 years in, you still don't make any money. So why don't you quit? That hurt a lot. I'm sorry that they said that. And I think that, look inside, said with empathy. I think there's also something about listening to data point. That's not the only data point, but it's a big data point. And there's something about listening to it and using it as fuel, not as to keep creating content, and potentially to pivot to say, okay, what can I learn from that? And how might I pivot? And I want to recommend Swedish Car Guy, the video. If you search on this channel, Think Media Podcast, When to Quit. It's based off a book by Seth Godin called The Dip. And ultimately he says that we don't quit, but we do pivot. That's a huge key. If you're 3 years in and not seeing that momentum I was just talking about, I would argue you need to pivot. It's pivoting to a different niche. Remember, I've got like 4 failed YouTube channels on my journey to 1 successful YouTube channel. Now multiple, but I mean, at the time when so I've pivoted a lot. I have stopped doing certain projects, never gave up on the vision, but stopped doing certain projects or stopped doing certain channels as I learned that sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. Failures are the stepping stones to success. So it's not just saying like, oh, I give up. I think that there is literally unlimited opportunity in YouTube. There's unlimited different ways to do it. There's the personal brand way, the faceless way. There's being a channel manager for somebody else. There's video production. There's working for other influencers. Like being involved in the creator economy is literally, I think, something everybody could do. Not everybody's necessarily going to be like a charismatic front person that is doing it exactly like the way you see everybody else doing it. And what does that mean? That means that we may pivot. We go, okay, the vision is still the same, but what it looks like is a little bit different than I thought. My goal is actually still the same, but my execution of the goal, my approach to the goal is maybe going to change a little bit. But check out that video on the Think Media podcast. It's here on the channel. It's also on the audio on ultimately when to quit. Look that up. Like quit Think Media should bring that video up. What's the best webcam? I really love this new Anchor webcam. This is like less than $50. So you can look that up. I forget the model name, but you can see it's got the cool little red privacy filter thing. And then I think that the Logitech Brio, if you want to go 4K, this is 2K. It's a little bit bigger than 1080 in terms of resolution, but and the price is unbeatable. But Logitech Brio is kind of glitchy sometimes, but it's pretty good. And by the way, we're giving away this kit on the masterclass happening a little bit later today. Thinkmasterclass.com. That's a live class that I'm going to be doing. I hope you can join me. It's going to be a lot of fun. And smash like if you are getting video today. Maria, it's good to see you. Appreciate you. And thanks for being a part of the stream. Smash like if you're getting value. And check out the replay, top 4 creator trends to watch in 2023 from Fast Company. We also opened up with a bunch of stats that I just researched in terms of 2023 influencer marketing, how much money is flowing into the creator economy, a lot of opportunity. And so smash like if you liked the video, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and then also click or tap the screen. I did a video on my personal 5 YouTube trends that you need to know. It's actually on the Think Media channel. If you click or tap the screen, you can watch that. My name is Sean Cannell. Rhymes with YouTube channel. I look forward to seeing you in a future video. And if I don't see you before New Year's, Happy New Year's. We'll talk soon. Peace.